What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Seamless Garage Podcast. This is your boy Stevie G coming at you with an episode about the new 2022 Frontiers and Pathfinders. So if you want to learn more about those, stay tuned because we're about to get into it and get in the nitty gritty of all the little details and specs coming up next. Alright, so talking about the new Frontier and Pathfinder, let me give a little bit of heritage on this. Let me give a little bit of backstory if you guys don't know. Obviously, everybody out there has to know what a Nissan Pathfinder, Nissan Frontier is, because that's what's cool about Nissan, is that they have flagship models that have been around for decades, since like the 50s, 60s, that type of thing. Maybe not that far back, maybe 60s, 70s. But anyway, they have flagship cars like the Pathfinder and Frontier that have been around. But if you don't know the history of them, let me explain real quick. That way, when I tell these other details, it will kind of make sense why I'm upset a little bit about what's going on. Not too upset, just, seen the line in the sand. I seen it coming, but I just didn't want it to happen, if that makes sense. Anyway, so back in the day, Frontier and Pathfinder were designed. The cool thing about them is, majority of the time, they were the same body style, just one was an SUV, one was a truck, right? Frontier was the truck and the Pathfinder was the SUV. But what was cool is they were the same chassis and everything, just one of them had a hatch in the back, right, where you could store everything, and one of them had a bed like a truck. So that was what was always cool about them. They were the same platform. They would always have the same engine, same trans, same power plant, because like I said, same chassis. So the interior and stuff would be the same. They'd be very similar, except you would have your choice. You go, okay, I need an SUV, you know what I'm saying, so I can carry stuff in the back without damage in it. Or I need a truck so that I can, they would both tow the same, so it wouldn't be that would be why you would pick it. The reason you'd pick a truck is because you needed an open bed so you could set stuff in it, Sky's the limit. Everybody who has a truck knows what I'm talking about. No big deal, right? I thought it was really cool. Thought it was a really cool design. Thought it was a really cool platform. We're talking rear-wheel drive. They had four-wheel drive. But just a real traditional platform that was solid that you could tow with, okay? Well, what happened is, in 2013, that split happened, okay? So, in 2013, they redesigned the Pathfinder, and it went on its own way. It found another path, right? The Pathfinder found another path way off in left field, in my opinion. I'm a little emotional about that. I have no stake in it, but I don't know. Let me explain. So they went on their own path in 2013. They went with their front-wheel drive. They call it an SUV, but it's more of a crossover. I'll add a picture right now so you know what I'm talking about, because not everybody knows the years and the lineage of a car. So I'll show you a 13 Pathfinder. But from 13 till now, the body has been the same. They did a little facelift and stuff, but the body, interior, all that's been the same. But what upset me about it is it's a front-wheel drive now, okay? It's a front-wheel drive. They do have all-wheel drive, but it's still front-wheel drive bias. So they turned this awesome off-roady vehicle, right, with a full-body frame, not a unibody, but a full-body frame. Now it's a unibody. Full-body frame. They turned it into a unibody, front-wheel drive, no offense, but, soccer mom car. And I don't like that, okay? I don't like that at all. So that's what happened. So that was a split there. And, obviously the Frontier kept going on its own way as a truck. And, not to get too deep into it, because we got a lot to go through here. Not to get in too deep. I'll make it quick as possible, but I feel like they're pushing the market towards the crossovers. Yes, the crossovers are selling like hotcakes. I understand. The crossovers are the new compact cars. Okay, cars used to sell like crazy, but now everybody wants a crossover because they're kind of getting best of both worlds, right? They're getting more headspace and more SUV feeling car, but they're getting good fuel economy and all that good stuff. So that's why everybody's going towards that. Everybody really aesthetically likes SUVs better than cars, the general market, and they like what they can do with them, but they didn't like the fuel mileage back in the day. So that's the whole thing. So it's a push for that. But we don't need to make, as Nissan, when I say we, I'm talking about Nissan, we don't need to make every car an SUV. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still got to hit the other markets. And I'll get into that because, as you can tell, the small SUV off-road market is coming back. I mean, look at the Bronco, which was supposed to be, I don't know if it really is, but it's supposed to be off-road-esque. Toyota has been holding it down with the 4Runner for a long time, okay? They've been holding that down. Chevy's got a car, and Jeeps are getting really popular, especially the Jeep Wrangler is getting really popular. So you would think they would take, a page out of their book, but so they didn't, or they tried to, and they put a twist on it. So let's get into it. Anyway, we're gonna start with the Frontier, okay? So Frontier, we're getting a body style change. Yay! I'm gonna show you a picture right here, but we're getting a body style change. We haven't had a body style change since 2005, okay? It's been the same Frontier from 2005 to 2021. Same body style. Same interior. Nothing's really changed, man. Nothing's really changed. Except for one thing. In 2019, I think it was 2019, I'm pretty sure it was experimental for the new Frontier, but 2019 they put in the 9-speed transmission with the 3.8 liter direct injected engine, okay? So, which is doing great, by the way, but they put that in, but nothing else changed on the vehicle. So we've had the same body style for 16 years. Been begging for a change. Like, come on, Nissan. People don't love the Frontier that much, so they're just gonna go out. They have 2005, and they're gonna upgrade the Frontier to a 2021, and it's still the same body style. I mean, who's doing that? We're gonna lose our fan base here if we haven't already. So anyway, body style change. It looks like a mini Titan. It looks really cool. If I was into small trucks, I'd probably get one because it looks really aggressive. It's what I've been waiting on. To me, in the small truck category, I feel like the Toyota Tacoma has been taking the cake. I mean, you can say the Ranger's starting to take some of it, but really the Toyota Tacoma has been taking the cake on the small truck side, with the off-road style and everything else like that. So it looks good. So let's get into it. The 3.8 liter V6 comes with 310 horsepower. So whole lot more than the 4 liter had. 4 liter was a bigger engine, right? But it had issues. It had its issues. Not reliability wise, it just was underpowered. We always had customers complaining about it vibrating when it's in gear at idle, because it had a rough idle. It's just kind of how it was set up. So we always had to adjust the idle and the ignition timing and stuff. But anyway, this engine's a whole lot smoother. It's better with fuel economy because it's direct injected. That promotes other issues, but we won't get into that here. But that 310 horsepower is nice. It's going to be nice for towing and stuff like that. It's just nice to have, a good, powerful engine when you need it with better fuel economy. I mean, you can't beat that. So, and then it comes with the 9-speed that I was talking about. They added in the 19s. 9 speeds just for better fuel economy. Okay. Shifting is going to be weird if you haven't ridden in a 9-speed transmission vehicle. It's going to be weird to you at first. Basically, to you, it's going to feel like it wants to shift a lot, like it can't decide where it wants to be. But that's not the case. It knows where it wants to be and where it's at. It's just changing ratios depending on how you're driving to improve fuel economy. It wants the engine to be in its power band at all times, if that makes sense. If you guys want me to do an episode on that, please let me know. I'll get deeper into that. But I'm only going to do it if you guys really want to hear about it. Finally, the Frontier, like I said, nothing's changed in 16 years, right? Finally, it will have 16 years worth of technology that Nissan has came up with. You know what I mean? 16 years worth of technology finally getting put in this truck. So that means Safety Shield 360. Let me explain what Safety Shield 360 is, because they on this website they actually explain it good, and I don't want to miss anything. So let's start down the list. Automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection. That means going forward, it's got a sensor in the front that reads just objects. It can read objects, okay? So if there's a pedestrian or something coming across real quick in front of you, it will slam on the brakes for you if you don't notice them, which is a great feature. It's a great feature. Don't rely on it, but it's a great feature. The other thing it does is you're going down the road and the guy in front of you slams on the brakes suddenly and you don't respond in time, it will put the brakes on for you, okay? So that's what's cool about it. It's got rear automatic braking. Same story when you're in reverse, backing up. If it detects something, it'll put on the brakes for you. Can be annoying if you live in the country, okay? My wife's 21 Rogue has this. If I let the grass get too tall, okay, because I haven't cut it in a week or two and it's been raining, when we go to back up, it'll see the grass moving and it'll just slam on the brakes. And I've got to, like, force it to go back, you know what I'm saying? I got to cancel it and go back anyway. So it can be a little annoying, can be a little clunky, I guess you could call it. The other thing it has is rear cross traffic alert. Let me explain that. It's got the lane departure lights in your mirrors, okay? I'm sure you're familiar with those. If you've ridden in any new vehicle, they have that where it'll let you know somebody's in the other lane. Well, it uses those same sensors. Let's say you're parked at Walmart or whatever, and you go to back out of your parking spot. If there's a car coming and you can't really see it because you've still got cars beside you and you can't really see it, it will flash that lane detection light at you to let you know that that car back there, there's a car coming. That way you don't pull out in front of it. It can also stop you when you're doing that. It will stop for you. It's also got blind spot warning. That's what I was talking about. When you're driving and there's somebody in your blind spot, like where your mirror really can't see it, it's like at your back quarter panel. That light's going to light up in the mirror to let you know there's a car there and to not get over. It's going to have lane departure warning, where it's going to read the lines in the road, and if you go to get off of the line, like go out of your lane, it will beep at you. And on some of them, it will put you back in your lane. Like this one, if you have Pro Pilot Assist, it'll put you back in the lane. It won't let you. You have to really force to get out of the lane, which is cool. But if you put your blinker on, it'll let you go over. So it's kind of cool. You know, I mean, you just have to get used to it. Some people aren't going to like it at all, and some people like my wife are going to love it, okay? High beam assist. This is awesome. People aren't going to be blinded anymore, you know what I mean? A lot of cars are getting this now. Infinity's had it for quite a while, but Nissan just started having it. They just started getting it, I think, in 2019 with the new suite of vehicles coming out with all the new technology. The whole entourage of Safety Shield 360. High beam assist is, it's got a sensor that's up in your windshield. You turn your high beams on with auto high beams, okay? So it's going to have high beams on no matter what, unless you're stopping or it sees another car coming. If it sees another car coming, it will take your high beams down. So you don't even have to mess with that. So that's really cool. Even though people are still going to flash you because you have brighter lights than them because you have a new vehicle. I get that all the time, my wife's Rogue. People flashing their lights at me. They want me to give them an x-ray, I guess, because they don't like them new LED lights being bright like that. But I guess they're just not used to it. Anyway, that's what Safety Shield 360 is. So let's get back to the main thing. So Frontier is going to have Safety Shield 360. It's going to have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. What's cool about those is GPS is about to be obsolete. Okay, the reason I say that is because if you've ever driven in a vehicle that has GPS in the radio, it's just not up to snuff. Okay, it's clunky. Yet again, there's that word, clunky. It takes forever to load. It doesn't want to find. Let's just say it's not superior to your phone. Okay, it's not. It wants to take a long time to find the searches you're finding. Plus, you got to tap it in there. Whereas if you've got an Android or you have an iPhone, pretty much everybody has one of those two, right? you plug it in with your USB. Now your GPS screen is on your screen on your car. So, and it's real quick, because it's running off your phone, so it's quick. Everything is working right. Okay, brother? Everything is working right, brother. And what happens is you've got everything there. You've got your Spotify, your Pandora, whatever, all on that. So you don't have to mess with your phone anymore. You can do it right there. It's really cool, and a whole lot faster. So you don't need GPS. They're still going to offer it for a while in the higher models, but you don't need it. So that's what Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is. It's got the round view monitor now, which Frontier's never had, right? Because 16 years of technology. A round view monitor is front camera, rear camera, side camera. So when you're backing up or you're going into a parking spot, you can see all those angles to see if you're parking right, make sure you're not hitting anything. So as far as the interior goes, completely redesigned. Like I said, finally redesigned. Leather. It looks similar to the Titan's interior, but it's got its own little style to it. The thing I don't like is it's a truck, right? It's a big pet peeve of mine of having a center console in a truck. It's a truck. This one has the center console shifter and stuff. So if you're into that thing, cool. Just to me, for a truck, man, I need that column shifter. Maybe I'm old school, but I need that column shifter. But that's pretty much the update on the Frontier. The Pro 4X looks like a mini Titan, and it's off-roadish. Really cool. Really dope look. I like it. Looks really good. We'll put a picture up here so you can see it. Just a really epic truck. I like it. I'm excited for it to come out. I think it's going to bring a whole new group of people back to Nissan buying them. But it's a cool design. So let's get into Pathfinder real quick. So, like I said before, the Pathfinder abandoned its roots and took its own path, okay, right into left field since 2013. Basically, it's been a crossover now. It's been a crossover. So, what it looks like now, it looks like a Rogue. It looks like a bigger version of the Rogue. So they're kind of doing that Tahoe Suburban style, right, where they got a small one and a big one. Even though the Pathfinder is nowhere near the size of Suburban, our Armada's probably right there with the Suburban size-wise and the SUV and everything. But I was just giving an example. But it looks like a larger Rogue. That's what it looks like. Gonna come with all those still the new paint schemes, like the Boulder Gray. My wife's got the Boulder Gray on her Rogue, which is really cool. It's that new, I wouldn't call it flat gray, but just look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about. Still a front-wheel drive platform, unfortunately. Not the end of the world. We need, dang it, Nissan needs a SUV that's real off-roady and rear-wheel drive, in my opinion. So it was kind of upsetting to see that. But what's really cool is that they come with a 9-speed automatic now. If you know anything about the Pathfinders or you owned one before, you might want to give this new Pathfinder a chance, because the thing that was wrong with the 2013 and up Pathfinders when they became crossover is that front-wheel drive transmission was a CVT, a continuously variable transmission. Out of all the transmissions in the world, at least with Nissan, that's the one we had the biggest issues with. All right, we were replacing them, repairing them left and right. They've gotten better over the years. The past couple of years, especially, haven't had any issues out of the CVT. When you get a Pathfinder, you're wanting to tow, and people who don't know, who are getting the Pathfinder because they had the old style Pathfinder, think they're getting the same vehicle, and they're not. So they were towing with it, towing their four-wheelers or whatever. Nothing crazy, but just, pulling a trailer with like their lawnmower or something behind it. You don't want to tow with a CVT transmission because it's made to slip anyway. All right, it's not made to slip, but it's designed that way. It's going to slip. But that's what's cool about this one. It's got a 9-speed automatic transmission. It's going to hold up better. It's got a 6,000-pound towing capacity, so you can tow your four-wheelers around with it. You can tow your jet ski, stuff like that. You can use it. It can be a utility vehicle now, right? I mean, that's what they were trying to call it before, SUV, utility vehicle. So that's what's cool about it. Now, I don't know much about the engine. They're not disclosing that yet. The reason I know about the Frontier is because I got a little insight on it. Plus, I was interested, so I did some research. I am interested in the Pathfinder. Did some research, couldn't find it. But I was actually talking to some of the people with Nissan about the Frontier. So with the Pathfinder, I'm assuming that it's going to have the 3.5 liter, okay? That's our biggest transverse engine at the time, right now. Right now, today, that's our biggest transverse engine. What I mean by transverse is set up for front wheel drive where the engine's sideways. So I'm assuming it's going to be 3.5 liter direct injected, set up very, very efficient. Gets you good fuel economy, but with good power. Okay, they're not boasting or talking about the horsepower right now. Actually, they did. I think it was like 250 horse. So that sounds more like 3.5 liter esque. Now, will be really cool if it had the new 3.8 in it. Don't think that's going to be a thing. I don't think they're going to go any bigger than 3.5 in a transverse engine. In fact, I think they're going to start getting smaller. But it'd be really cool if they did. We can all hope. Just like I want the new Z to come out with all-wheel drive because it has the ability to. May not happen, but it'd be a cool idea. Gotta throw the performance aspect in there, right? I just think that'd be cool. So anyway, the interior, very similar to the Rogue. I mean, very similar, almost like cut and paste. Very similar to the Rogue, so not much to say there. The Rogue interior is great, superb. We love it. The 21 compared to the 19 that Megan had, the interior is just above and beyond. Comfortability, the seats, the leather, the quality of the interior is just better. So expect really good interior on the new Pathfinder. It's got third row seating. You may not know this, but on the older Pathfinders, they had third row seating too. It was an option, but they had third row seating. Couldn't sit very well in it, okay? The seats were basically on the floor. It's kind of looking like that's the case here too. I'll see if I can attach a photo, but it's kind of looking like that's the case here too. But at least it'll have third row. You know what I'm saying? It sits a little higher actually. It sits a little higher than just at the floor, but it's definitely gonna be for your smaller children. So third row is gonna be nice for that person that's like, I want a Rogue, but I want third row. You might well go with the Pathfinder. Okay. Third row is for those extra children and stuff, but you're not trying to mess around with a minivan, because who's trying to mess around with a minivan? And you can't afford the Armada, or you just don't want the Armada because of the fuel mileage. So it makes sense. They got a little mid-level between the Rogue and the Armada that's got third row. That's pretty cool. I like it. I can dig it. It gets the Pro Pilot Assist as well. The older Pathfinders, the ones that are out right now, they do have some of the features like intelligent cruise control and stuff, but they don't have the full entourage. Okay, they don't have the full Pro Pilot Assist that keeps you in the lane and all that stuff. So it'll be good to have that. Have the Safety Shield 360 that I explained before, and that's pretty much all that the news we have on the Pathfinder. These are supposed to come out in 2022. Okay, sometime mid-year 2022. And maybe the beginning of the year. That'd be cool. But my final sentiments about it is it's still a crossover. Yucky. You know what I mean? We need something else. So let me get into that, and then we'll get off of this podcast. Will Nissan ever have a traditional off-road mid-sized SUV again? That's my question. I always end these podcasts with a question. With rear-wheel drive, will they ever have one again? I don't know. Yes, I'm into performance cars, right? That's my thing. But I would like to have a daily that is off-roadish I can get around in. Like when we have another snowstorm, ice storm, I can get around, okay? That I can, put big wheels and tires on it and kind of beef it up and, make it look really cool and also be able to get around in it, be able to utilize it. I live on a farm here, and I need to be able to get around. I'd like to be able to get across my spillway without having any issues. So are they ever going to make one again? I don't know. I think they should. I think they're missing the market here. They can't hit the market at all. Maybe with the Pro 4X Frontier, they can, but for somebody looking for an SUV, they can't, because they discontinued the Xterra, which made me cry, in 2015. I think it was 2015. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was 2015 they discontinued it. So right now, I'm actually looking for an Xterra. That's what I want for my daily. I have my 91 Dodge, I know, but I'd like to have an SUV, because when my daughter comes, I'm going to need something to put her in, because I don't want her in that single cab Dodge. It's just not safe. Just not safe. So I need an SUV ASAP. But I would love for them to come out with another Xterra. That would fill the market. Maybe that's what they're waiting on. Haven't seen any kind of teasers or anything like that, though. So I don't think that's in the pipeline. So anyway, tell me what you think. Do you think they need to come out with another one? Do you think that off-road style SUVs are becoming a thing again? Do you think there's a market for it? That's my question. Let me know what you think about these new updates on this stuff. Are you going to get the new Frontier? Are you going to get the new Pathfinder? Are you thinking about it? Let me know. But we'll see you on the next episode. I'm out. Later.